Hi, welcome to the 87th Hammer tutorial. As you can tell, told screw the intro for now, get you guys a tutorial. As you can tell from the textures, we're in Portal 2 SDK today. I'm going to be doing a lot of Portal 2 tutorials as I feel I've covered mostly everything else for general Hammer mapping, and Portal 2 is really fun to map for. It's a really fun game, and I've been working on a lot of projects using the Portal 2 engine. So I'm going to show you guys how to create some stuff for Portal 2. We're going to start off something really simple today. We're going to be creating buttons, and with buttons come the indicator lights. So I have a door over here, and we're going to have two different buttons, a floor button and a push button. Open and close this door and change the indicator lights. It's fairly simple, so let's go ahead and get started. So first you want to go ahead and grab the entity tool, make a new entity, and just type button in the class. You'll be presented with a couple different options. They're pretty much all self-explanatory, but the button that is the push button that you press E on is just called prop button. We'll get this little model shown up. I'm just going to rotate it to face my player. There's a couple different key values that I'd like to go over with you guys. We have delay before reset, sound, prevent fast reset, and skin. The skin changes it from clean to rusty. It's used for destroyed aperture and clean aperture. The delay before reset is how long before it can be pressed again. I'm choosing 4, so there will be 4 seconds before it can be pressed again. The timer sound, I also want this. If this is checked for however long this number is set for, it'll go tick, 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 4. It's automatic because Portal 2 mapping is super duper easy to use. Most of the stuff is already pre-programmed for you. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this. We're going to create a second button. This one's going to be a floor button. Now you are able to change the model, but I'm going to go ahead and just, leave it what it is. It's fine the way it is. Now this button doesn't really have any key values. You can change the model if you search button. There's the damaged button. There's a couple different looks for it. But I'm going to leave it as this fully functional one. Now, these floor buttons usually don't operate on a delay. They operate on pressed and unpressed parameters. So, we're just going to leave that like that. Now, to create the indicator lights, you're going to go ahead and click Browse for Texture. Search Lights in your filter. And then scroll down just a teeny tiny bit, and you'll see this blue one. It's in signage /indicator_lights /indicator_lights_floor. We're going to double click that. We're going to place that sucker on our level as an info overlay using the info overlay tool. Shift O is the hotkey. Come over here. I'm going to rotate it. Now we're going to want to make sure our grid is on a 64 unit scale. You can tell what your grid is down in the lower right hand corner. Snap on grid 16. If it says snap off, press Shift W, it will toggle it. Now you'll notice there are 4 indicator lights. Let me show you guys a little trick to get these indicator lights to work the way you want them to. Since there are 4 indicator lights, we don't want to be, copying and pasting info overlays to get our trail, because there is a limit of 512 info overlays in any given BSP file. So we're going to do this the easy way. We're going to go ahead and drag this up to about right there. And we'll notice that it's 208 long. We'll come to Calculator, and then we input 208 divided by 16 times 0.25. So the length divided by 16, and then whatever that number is, times 0.25. Now we have 3.25 here. Now what does that mean? Come to the info overlay, and then under UEnd, we can add more tiling, if you will, to the info overlay. So we're going to set this to 3.25, press enter, and look at that. It's automatically set all the indicator lights that we need for this given string. So now we're going to name this indicator lights 1. And now we got to turn around this block. So I'm going to go ahead and click Browse again. Then we grab this little one here. Make sure you use the floor one. Drop that down. place that next in line. You may need to shift it on the grid a little bit. And name this the same thing. So now, I'm going to just shift drag this over, rotate it 90 degrees, put it right there, and I'm going to set my grid back to 16. I'm going to drag it back, equal it out. Alright, now we have all these scrunched up in here. So we're going to double click this and we're going to set UEnd back to 1 because 64 equals 1. Set that. Oh, but look, it didn't update. Now when you change a setting on an info overlay, if it doesn't update, just move it up and then move it back down in the side grid and it will automatically update it. It's a glitch with an info overlay. For some reason they don't like to auto update. And then you just go ahead and finish planning your path. I'm going to plan the rest of my path and then we'll continue. Okay, I have my path finished for both my buttons. Gotta move this button up a little bit. Okay, so now we need to do a little bit of programming in our inputs and outputs tab. So first we actually need to create an info texture toggle. NV texture toggle. So create a new entity, make it an NV texture toggle. This is what actually tells these info overlays to rotate. So we're going to name this indicator lights text toggle 1. Target brushes. Want to target your info overlays. I'm just going to go ahead and create a copy of this for the other set of info overlays on this other button. Now we can do the outputs. So go to your button, outputs, add, on pressed, info texture toggle, set texture index 1. Now setting the texture index to 1 will change these to orange. Setting the texture index to 0 will change them to blue. Those are the only two indexes that they have, so those are the only ones that we'll use. Now since the button has a delay of 4, we just add this, delay 4, set the index back to 0. Then add, on pressed, select the door, open, and then the door will close after 4 seconds. Now, the floor button is a little different. Like I said, these operate on pressed and on unpressed. So we're going to have on pressed, set the texture index to 1, on pressed, door open. And we can just copy both of those, change this to on unpress, door close, set texture index 0. Alright, that'll about do it, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and compile this, and then I will see you not in Counter-Strike this time, but inside of Portal 2. Well, here we are inside of Portal 2. Forgive me if it's a little laggy. I'm on my laptop. My desktop is at home, and I've moved out of my parents' house, so I don't have it. So we have our door and everything. Push this button. You can hear the play for 4 seconds. And the indicator lights change. Now if I stand on this button, button triggers, door opens, and the indicator lights change. When I step off it, they change. That's just amazing how easy Portal 2 is. Alright. Well, I hope this tutorial has helped you. Damn. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.